So I'm going to give you guys a quick fractal breakdown. This should be at the front of the playlist here on this one, just to sort of set the picture here with what's going on with fractals and how they work. Quick and easy setup is that they are in Lion's Arc, as you can see right here. Take the Fort Mariner waypoint. Let it load in. Don't laugh at my load times. Whatever you do, please. Cut straight over to this portal right here. Come in. That is the Fractals Portal. Upon entry of the Fractals, it should do it right here when I hit it, because I'm the first one zoning in. You can see that it gives you like what tiers you want to hit, right? So tier 1 easy, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. The ones with the little purple icons next to them are dailies. It's worth tagging those for each tier that you're capable of doing it. The theory is tier 1 requires no agony up till 20. And then you need, I think that's the suggested agony, yeah, right there. So you see it says 15 on that one, 10 on that one, 8 on that one. That's the agony that it is suggesting. Agony works like a pushback against just coming in and zerging the place. Mechanics will hit harder, dots will tick harder, you'll take crazy damage from things unless you have a resistance factor. You build your resistance factor by playing these lower ones, picking up agony resistance, combining the agony resistance, and then inserting it into your gear. And then from there, you move to the tier 2, where you'll get more agony resistance to insert into your gear, tier 3, tier 4, all the way up. Each one is blocked off by 25 levels. So what I'm going to do is, since this is a daily, I'm going to set our group to that, right? And enter. And a couple quick things I just want to let those of you know who are new to this setup or new to doing this, that are joining the game of recent. Right here, this sequencer, that lets you change what we did. I can reset this to whatever level I want in here that we're capable of doing. The other thing I didn't mention is the white means I can do it, right? So the highest I've run right now is 30. You see we've got a long way to go, but it's there and ready to rock. So you can change it here. The next thing to look at is right here, and I'll prove this with a test tonight. Right here is a vendor, this cat dude. On the third one down, the top key here, you want to always make sure that you have as many of these as you have, like buy as many keys as you need to get through this. We're going to get little chests in here, and the chests are going to pile up. If I walk out of here with 100 chests, I'm going to buy 100 keys. It doesn't matter what the cost is. I will recoup it guaranteed. So I'll prove it later with a little subsection. I'm probably just addend it at the end of this video after we've run a bunch and cram them together to show you what I mean by opening the chests and what the chests look like and all that jazz. But you will always want, it's the third one down, it's this guy. It seems expensive for those of you that are new, like 20 silver and 1 fractal relic seems expensive, but note I'm at 654 fractal relics and 29 gold at the moment because I just blew a bunch of gold on some ascended gear. Make notes of that. When I come back after, I'll show you what the gains were here and just how many of these little relics we get. So that's going to be inconsequential to the purchase, and then you'll see just how much money we actually make. Other than that, you got your typical bank and all that jazz in this location, so you can make quick switches if you need to make quick gear switches. And then over there is a jumping puzzle. I was going to do it in the fractal setup originally, but I figure there's enough in fractals to not make this part of it. I'll just add it to the jumping puzzles playlist that I create down the line about setting up jumping puzzles and sort of walkthroughs on how to do them. So,
legendary spike.
The other thing, you can hear Jack talking right now. The other thing is these guys aren't going to hear me, so there's going to be a weird voiceover on Discord in this playlist, meaning I'll be talking and they won't know it. So if it gets a little weird, I apologize, but that's the kind of the easiest way to get through this. So the other thing is a final note. Nobody can pull you in or out of a fractal unless you are ready. So when I step into this, if I accidentally step into this, I'll get a ready check box. You'll see it in a couple of the fractals if I start recording early. And the beauty of that is because nobody can pull you away from your loot or pull you into a thing without you having your setup the way you want it, moving into a fractal. So that's really it for the sort of the pre-setup here, guys. After that, I'm gonna do a bunch of fractals with a little bit of walkthroughs. I'll try to do them in order. You'll notice the group may change. This isn't necessarily we're gonna film this all in one night kind of thing, but I'll try to lay out some strats and set stuff up for you. So I'll see you then, and enjoy the vids. Okay, guys, I'm gonna do the addendum I promised earlier, showing you guys the value of this little bugger right here. So I don't know, we ran like 10, maybe 12 fractals, right? I don't remember what the number was. I think it was like 649 or something like that on where the relics are. So you can see, I mean, 12 or so, 15 fractals and 120 relics. They're kind of, I mean, you use them, but they're not blood currency here, so it's not a big deal. But in that time, I got 38 fractal encryptions. These are the chests that you're looking for. These are the ones you're going to open. And I also got 6 fractal encryption keys. Now, you will never get as many keys as you get chests. Keys are relatively rare by comparison. So to avoid the frustration, because if people don't know about this little bugger, then frustrations mount. You never open the chest. You're like, why do I have so many damn chests? I guess we should sell them. Don't sell them. I'm here. So I have 6. 38's the total. 32 is the difference. So I'm just going to buy. So it says right here that I can buy 30 at that rate, right? The rate kind of doesn't matter, but I'll start by buying the 30, right? You'll watch the rate pick up. Now they're 25 per, right? And you see I spent 6 gold. That was at 28 gold, 29 gold, right? So that was the 30, and then there's the 2. All right, so a lot of people would freak out. Oh my God, you just spent a ton of gold. But watch what happens. I open these up. Keep in mind, 22 gold, 30 silver, 729. Well, that's irrelevant. So, start using these. So, 38 opened, cracked, as they call it. Fractal encryptions. So, I start opening. And you're gonna see a lot of grays and stuff going up. So open them all up, and you're like, oh, what a bunch of junk, right? So I got 3 keys. We're gonna pull those aside. Bunch of materials that I will deposit. So yeah, you say a bunch of junk, but then if you start looking at what this stuff sells to the vendor for, that's 60 silver, 20 silver, 2 gold, 10, 1 gold, 60 silver, 60 silver, 40. Yeah, I actually rolled kind of off a little bit on some of these, but I spent 6 gold, got some ascended materials and whatever out of it, and now when I go to sell junk, I started at 29, boom, 37. So well worth the investment of buying those keys to ensure that you're cracking every one of those boxes open. The boxes can lead to some pretty good stuff, some miniatures, stuff like that. So well worth doing. So that's it. Enjoy the fractal videos, and we'll catch you then. Yeah. Hey guys, I'm gonna do a quick addendum to the addendum here. I had thought about initially recording all the fractals because their difficulty scales and changes when we run them. It adds mechanics, subtracts mechanics, does a bunch of different things. But I think 100 videos is a bit of a nightmare, especially when they repeat. Like for instance, you see the cliffside here, right? And then when you come over here, there's another cliffside. Well, technically those are the exact same run. This one just has a slightly higher difficulty, and when you get into tier 2, there's cliffside right there again, right? Same deal, just adds mechanics. It's more difficult. The mechanics that it adds, you can actually see what's gonna happen, right? So I decided that instead I would just record one of each style so you can get the base mechanics. I don't want to ruin every adventure, especially as we begin to learn how to deal with the high-end stuff. There's a lot of fun in that, so completely spoiling it out for you guys is kind of stupid. If you are curious at any point, like what the difficulty or what the tier or quote-unquote version that we're running of a given one is, you look in the top right and you see the fractal difficulty scale right there of 1, and it tells you what the next island that I'm going to enter is. So at any point, even when we're in the fractal, if you look in the top right, you'll see what the version is of the difficulty ranking, and then you'll know that it's, you know, what based on what you're doing and what you're running or whatnot, you'll know what to expect difficulty-wise. It's harder or easier. I know some of those things are subjective, but I figured I'd let you know that that's the case there. And yeah, these have been a lot of fun to make, so I hope they're helpful. If they're not, then I hope you're at least enjoying a little bit of what's going on, and I'll make a lot more for you. So we'll see you soon, guys. Talk to you later.